All right, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. All right, guys, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty again tonight, so I somehow did not have my audio system completely connected. But looks like we are back on, from what I can tell here, so we'll see how it goes. I saw Alan just sent me a message asking if I was going to be going live tonight, and Alan, yes, I am. Here I am. Here I am. Here we go. I am live right now here on Amazon. I am live over on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, on Facebook, and also on TikTok. So if you guys can check for me, make sure you're seeing me on all of those other platforms. Let me know how things are going. And more importantly, let me know what is going on in your worlds. What do you guys have going on tonight? Anything cool? Let me know. All right, I see Alan the Bay is in the house. Welcome. Yeah! Welcome, Alan. Welcome to the stream. All right, I'm just getting situated, Alan, here. I got multiple streams going at the same time, so I'm just trying to juggle back and forth between the different, the different streams just to make sure everything is working. So let's see. I'm going to pop over here real quick on Facebook. Yep, we are good. All right, so it looks like we are good to go. So I'm just going to kind of run it like I normally do. And hopefully everything will go as planned without any unnecessary drama. Y'all know how that goes. All right, if you're over on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, please say hi down in the comments. Let everybody know that you're here. And keep it PG, my babies. Keep it PG over in the comments. You know how we do. You know how we do. You know how these platforms are. All right, so let everybody know where you are popping in from. And yeah, let's get to it. All right, so what do we got going on tonight? So tonight, we're going to be doing probably some laser engraving. We're going to be talking about some cameras. Obviously, we're going to be talking about whatever it is that I got planned for dinner tonight, because, you know, I got a hot mess ready for tonight. I don't know what I'm going to make. I got chili on my mind for some reason. I don't know. It's not cold outside. I don't know why I want chili. But, yes, chili is on my mind tonight for some reason. So let me know what you guys have had for dinner. Alan, I'm pretty sure you had maybe, let me guess, Alan. Let me guess. Macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese. Am I right? Am I right? Let me know down in the comments. Am I right? All right. Ooh-wee. What we got going on over here? Let me check this camera. Okay, we got all of our cameras running as they should. Let's do a quick little roundabout camera test here. All right, so we have our iPhone camera working. Our top-down camera is also on. I had to run over and grab my other iPhone to make sure I got everything set up the way it's supposed to be. I know the desktop camera's running, so we'll use that when we get to the part where we're going to create something. I'm actually charging up one of the Osbot cameras right now, so hopefully I won't forget and knock that over when it comes time to open this laser up, because, you know, y'all know me. I get easily distracted. You know, let's see what Alan says. Alan says he had chicken, pasta, diced tomatoes, black beans, and soup. Yep. I was thinking about you early this morning, Alan. I ran across one of my videos that I had done, and it was one of my cheesy jokes, you know, like, what does a hippo and a Zippo have in common? And it's that one is heavy and the other one is a little lighter. I think that was something that Richard made a blooper out of one of my videos, and you know, send it over and stuff, man. So you know, Richard be coming for me. You know this, man. Richard be coming for me. All right, so the first thing we have listed in the carousel, let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. Let me grab this camera here. All right, so the first item in our carousel tonight, give me a second, Alan, I'll come back and read your comments. All right, so the first item in the carousel tonight is going to be this laser that you guys see right here. This is the LP5, the Laser Pecker 5. This is a fiber diode laser. So you have a combination fiber and diode laser. Actually, let me get this gimbal set up. There we go. All right, so what's cool about this guy is that you get 20 watts fiber, 20 watts diode. It also comes with the air purifier. Let me make sure you guys can see that down there. There's a little air purifier that comes with it in the same bundle. It also comes with this rotary chuck that you guys see right there. The first one off to I guess that's my right there. So it comes with that, and it also comes with the slide extension. I can't show you guys the slide extension because it's back here behind all of this other crazy stuff back here on my desk. But just to give you an idea, if you don't know what a slide extension looks like, that's what a slide extension looks like. That's from a different laser, but just to give you guys an idea what it looks like. And that's just so you can work with longer materials underneath one of these little compact lasers. All right, so that is the LP5. And right now, guys, you can get the LP5 here on Amazon for as little as $36.98.99. Like I said, it comes with all of those accessories. Now, I do believe there is a discount code, so let me check real quick here. Terry's in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to the stream. Yes, Terry, I've already had my technical difficulties of the day, so I think we're going to be okay. All right, let me see if there's any special prices, any discounts that I'm seeing. I'm not really seeing any additional discounts, but I do see all of the other related items to it. So you guys can just click on it down in the carousel if you want to take a look much closer up. But they do have an LP5 basic bundle. They also have the LP5 ultimate bundle, which is the one that I have here. And they have the slide extension by itself and then the rotor extension by itself. So you could buy all of those individual items one at a time. It just really depends on what you guys need for your specific setup. So there you go. Just go ahead and click on it, take a look at it, see what you got, see if there's something that's going to tickle your pickle. All right, Holy Chat's in the house. Welcome, Holy Chat. Welcome to the stream. All right, let me see what Alan's talking about over here. Did you hear about the woman that passed out on the baggage carousel at the Houston airport? No, Alan, I did not hear about the lady that passed out on the baggage carousel at the Houston airport. But I'm sure there's more to this. Let me see what we got going on here. She came around now. She's coming around now. Bro, it is too early for me to get a case of the giggles, okay? It is way too early for me to get a case of the giggles. And you know, a lot of people are not used to seeing me on the other platforms. And the last thing we want them to do is to think that Rome is completely cray-cray. Well, it's most likely they're going to figure that out on their own. It's not going to take long for them to figure that out. So, you know, I don't even know why I waste my time even saying that. Anyway, all right, let's see what's going on over here with Holy Chat. Holy Chat says, hey, Terry, quick. I heard the Houston, I heard the Houston airport has a underground tunnel. Yes, Houston has a lot of underground tunnels, believe it or not. We have some sightseeing areas that you can go to that are also underground, like there are some waterways that used to be down there. They have a ghost, Alan, I don't know if you know this, but Houston has a huge ghost community here. And there's a lot of ghost tours downtown Houston and around. So if you do make it down here, bro, hopefully you'll make it down here during one of those times. I can take you downtown and maybe I can hook you up at one of those tours, you know, so you could go and check out some of the spookiness that we have down here in the South. Yep. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me because y'all know I say that all the time. You ain't got to believe me. Just Google it. Just Google it. You will find it. You will find it. All right, since we're talking about spooky things. All right, so our next item in the carousel is a laser as well. Now, this laser is from our friends over at X-Tool, is the M1 Ultra. Let me show you guys this laser here real quick. This is the one we're probably going to be using tonight. So let's switch over here real quick. All right, here we go. So this is the M1 Ultra that you guys can see here. And yes, I do have that camera just sitting on top here charging. It's plugged into this EcoFlow. I told y'all I use everything that is in my studio. I use it every single day. So I have the EcoFlow battery right now charging this Osbot camera, and I have the Osbot camera sitting on top of the M1 Ultra. Now this is a 4-in-1 laser. It comes with, as you guys can see here, it comes with a print module, a cut module. This actual unit actually comes with the 10-watt laser, but you can also get it with the 20-watt laser. And it has a cartridge module, which is this guy right here. Let me see if I can line it up for both cameras. This is the cartridge module. It also comes with these pins that you guys see here. So you can actually draw with this laser. You can color, you can print graphics with this laser. You can cut vinyl with this laser. And of course, you can do the normal laser things with it as well. This one did not come with the air purifier, but it does have the air vent hose that goes out of the back that you guys can see there. And I can easily plug it into any of the air purifiers that I have here in the studio, like this one here from Laserpecker, or this more commercial one that you guys see down here on my studio floor down there. That one's a more powerful one. I usually connect it to one of those whenever I'm going to be using a laser for whatever it is. You know how I do. But anyway, this is the laser we're going to be using tonight. So let me go ahead and set this camera down. And I'm going to take this camera down as well, because I need this camera. Do I need this camera to still charge? I'm just going to take it off of the tripod. Okay, so I'm going to take this off of the tripod. And I'm going to let it charge. I'm just going to put it up there. And now I can take this little tripod and put this guy away for now, because we don't need this tripod right at the moment. So, there you go. There's our little tripod. All right, so let's just go ahead and just put that right down here. All right, so what are we going to create tonight? You guys have any ideas? So whatever it is, whatever it may be, it will be done with this laser right here. So let me switch over here real quick so you guys can see. So here's the lasers that we're going to be working with. You can see the cover is open right now. You know what? I just thought of something. It just popped in my mind. I have never seen a ghost. I'm skeptical. Well, honestly, holy chat, I've never seen a ghost myself, but I do believe there are more things in heaven and earth, and I have never seen oxygen either. So, I've also never seen space beyond our atmosphere, but I know that it's out there. And like I said, I've never seen oxygen, but I know it works, because if not, we would all be like, you know what I'm saying? So keep an open mind. But here's what I want to do tonight. Holy chat. I would like you to pick something for us to create tonight. Whoo, this might be a dangerous one, y'all. All right, so holy chat, I'm gonna toss it to you. You get to pick what we're gonna create tonight. So now I got to figure out what we're gonna create it on. So what materials do I have? Man, somebody needs to remind me tomorrow. They need to get at me. I don't know if it's Alan, Richard, Terry, Hope, Renee. Somebody needs to get at me and say, Rome, you need to order some more materials, bro. You need to order some more materials, because you're literally losing your mind looking for stuff to engrave on. And you know what I'm saying. Okay, so what do we have left? Let me get under this. See what I got under here. All right, so let me show you what I got. So I do have some materials. I have this wood left. I have some yellow acrylic left. These are cutting sheets, so we can't engrave on those. Nope. It's not much wood left here, so we got some wood. What is this? This is from X-Tool. So they send you this big envelope that has a bunch of things inside of it. Let me look inside of this and make sure I didn't miss something, because they also sent me some leather, some leather that I can cut. I have other materials as well. What else do I have here in my hands? Okay, so I got some fragments of black acrylic, and then I have this other acrylic pieces that did not do well with the lasers at all. So these are not good, you know, laser materials. So let me go ahead and throw those back under there. Let me look inside of this X-Tool envelope and see if there's anything left in here that I might have missed. Nope. Nope, just some manuals. So nope, none of that. None of that. None of that, Jack. All right, we have this red acrylic. It did not cut well, so we'll probably pass on that. I don't plan on doing it. I think this is leather. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't have no idea what this is. I'm definitely gonna have to check this out because I don't know what this material is, but it feels funky. All right, so we got 2 pieces of wood, and we have some yellow acrylic. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna put this on Holy Chat. Maybe this wood right here because we got more of that. So yeah, so let's do that. So we got 2 things to choose from: the yellow acrylic, and we also have the wood as well. My good, I mean angels and bad demons. I believe demons do exist. Okay, so that's cool, but what do you want me to create tonight? What do you want me to make tonight? That's the question. That's the question. Okay, don't get me distracted because you know it does not take much for me to get distracted. So, all right, let me go ahead and position this camera so you guys can see inside of the laser. All right, so we got our 2 materials. We have our wood and we have our acrylic. I'm just gonna lay them both in there, and then you're gonna get to choose, Holy Chat, what am I gonna make tonight? A frog. You know what? You know what? Man, yes. Yes. A frog. Yes. Just like your little icon. I hope I can find that same frog. I don't know if I can find that frog. All right, so let me find that. Let me find the frog. Let me find. All right, so we're gonna be working with acrylic tonight. Everything else is set up. All right, so let me find a frog here real quick. Hold on. Let me find a frog. Frog. Yes, my computer is way on the other side of my desk, so I have to reach quite a ways over because I don't have a keyboard right here in front of me, which I probably need to have one, you know. But don't judge me. Don't judge me. Okay, let me find a cute frog. Let's find a cute frog. How about this frog? Ooh, that's a cutie. What is happening? This is a cutie. Okay, let me save this frog out. Let me save it. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Stop rushing me, Alan. Stop rushing me. Okay, let me save the frog. Okay. All right, we got our frog saved. And let's get back over here. And what else do we need? We need to open our X-Tool Creator Space. So we need to go ahead and get that open so you guys can see the setup and everything. So we're gonna make this frog pretty decent size. All right, so I'm waiting for it to open so I can kind of drag it over so you guys are gonna be able to see it. Give me a second here. All right, here we go. And let me just drag this out. Okay. All right, so why am I not logged in? Oh my goodness, there's always something. There's literally always something. Let me just log in with Google. Let me see if I can just log in with Google. Yeah. Of course I can't. Of course I can't. Of course I can't. All right, so let me do it. Wait, let me see if I actually need to be logged in. I might not even need to be logged in to create this. Let's see what happens. See what happens? You see what happens when you do an update? I told y'all, there's crazy stuff be happening when you do an update. And now there's another update. There's actually an update for the update. Remind me later. I don't want to do the update right now, computer. Okay, are we connected? Let's see if we're connected. Yes, we are connected. Okay, so, whew, there's going to be drama. All right, so we're gonna bring this frog in. So let me just grab the frog first, and let's start with that. So let me grab our frog and drag this frog in. Where did it go? The frog went to downloads. Is that our frog? There's Richard's icon. Where is our frog? There's our cat. There's our frog. I see it. Okay, let me drag this guy in. All right, make it fit. All right, you guys should be able to see our frog now. There's the frog. Let me just make sure it has a transparency behind it. It does. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make that smaller right off the jump. Right about there. There's our frog. We want it bigger than that though, but we'll see how much space we have to work with. All right, so there's our frog. Let me know what you guys think so far. There's our little frog. I think this is going to be a cute frog. I know. Tell Alan to stop rushing me, man. He's just rushing me to do stuff. You okay? Anyway, I gotta get the laser set up. So let me go ahead and get all the stuff set up. Oh, we got some new features. Okay. I'm about it. I'm about it. All right. So anyway, let me go ahead and get everything set up. So let's go ahead and do our marking. And give me a second here. Let's move this laser head about right there. First spot. Let's move it way down here. Next spot. Okay, let's center it. Let's close our lid. And let's go ahead and end that. And done. All right, so let's move our frog out for a second. And let's go ahead and measure the thickness of this material. All right, so that's coming back to us at, what do we got? 15.6 millimeters, which is cool. All right, so here's our frog. I don't know if we want to make it quite that big because that's a big frog. Let's see if we can do this. Let's make our frog about that big. But before we do that, let's go in here and crop it. So let's crop our frog so we don't have all of that unusable space. Let's get that pretty tight. And right there. That's good. Let's hit save. All right, so here's our frog now. There we go. All right, so let's also choose the material that we're going to be working with right now. So let's go up here to unknown material. And we're going to be using this 3mm yellow acrylic. Let's hit confirm on that. Yep, we got that tip. Okay. So you guys can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit on our frog so you guys can see it a little bit better. Let me bring it down so you guys can kind of see. There's big-eyed guy. Yeah, so cool. So cool. I think this is so cool. I hope this really comes out well. All right, so let me go to our engraving settings. And it's going to be Jarvis, or do I want to change it? Let me see here. If we do black and white, nope. Let's try that one. Nope. Guess we're gonna have to do the original. Yeah, that'll work. But we do need to invert it though. So let's go to adjust. No, we don't need to invert this because it's going on to yellow. All right, so our power is 60% power, which is fine. We're gonna do one pass. Now we do want to cut this out as well. So let's go ahead and grab our offset here. Let's make our offset a little bit tighter. And that should be good. I think this is tight as we're gonna get it. Outer space only. And then confirm. All right, so let's go here to our yellow. So this is going to be our cut layer. So for cutting, to cut this, we're going to set the power at 90 and 2 to make sure it cuts. And then for our engraving, let's go back out here for this guy. Let's make sure where we got the power set at. Yep, that's right. All right, so we're pretty much ready to go. So I just want to do more than one pass on this. We're going to do 2 passes on this, so this should cut it out completely. But I'm not sure about that material. Let me go check something. Let me look at some of the other materials for acrylic. That's cardboard. Where is our red, our acrylics? I don't see. Let's go back. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to just work with what we got. So let's just go ahead and go with this acrylic here and hit confirm. All right, we're good to go. All right, so we're pretty much ready to rock and roll it. Let's go ahead and frame it up to see where the laser is going to fall on this guy. So I'm going to hit the framing, and I'm going to click on my framing button. Uh-oh. Almost broke something. All right, so let me switch over so you guys can see what's going on. So we're going to frame this up. So this is basically going to show us where the laser is going to engrave on this. Let me tilt this camera down a little bit. And I also got to, consider for the other people that are watching on the smaller screens. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the framing button one more time. Oh, no. Hold on, y'all. Let me hit the framing button one more time. All right, so it's ready to rock and roll. It's ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this job. And then, of course, we'll start talking about whatever else we have next in the carousel. So if you guys got any questions about everything that, anything that I have shown so far. All right, so let me go over here and hit the start button. I don't know how this is gonna look, but we're gonna give it a shot. All right, I gotta hit the start button. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. All right, so it's starting to engrave our frog. We're doing this on yellow acrylic from a photo, so I have no idea what this is going to turn out to look like, but we shall see. All right, so what do we have next in the carousel? Our next item in the carousel, guys, tonight is from our friends over at Blue Yeti. Actually, we have a few things from Blue Yeti tonight. So the first thing that we have from Blue Yeti tonight is the battery that I'm actually using right now here in the studio to power these lights behind me and some of the other lights here in the studio. So let me show you guys what this battery looks like. So it might be a little difficult for you guys to be able to see it completely because it is inside of this little bag, but you guys can see it listed in the carousel. Now I don't have the extended battery connected to this. I'm just showing you just the battery itself. And like I said, I'm using this battery to power some of these lights that's in the studio, some of these lights back here behind me. And I use this battery every single day, guys, every single day for either charging things, running things off of it. I always want to have batteries like this in the house. I live down here in Texas just in case the power goes out for emergency situations because you never know what's going to happen. So having a powerful battery, the AC 300s with the extended battery is a win, guys. It's a win. So if you're in a position where you can actually afford one of these batteries, I highly recommend it, especially if you live in a problem state, like Florida, Texas, California, where there's wildfires, storms, craziness, whatever the case it may be. I'm telling you guys, these batteries really, really come in handy. Now, maybe that's a little bit out of your budget. That's okay. I got something else for you. Let me show you guys one of these batteries back here. Now, this is a smaller variant. Now, this is the Blue Yeti. This is also a Blue Yeti battery. Now, this is a 300-watt battery. It's the AC. This is the AC2A. As you guys can see here, really nice power delivery on this. You have AC and DC power. I actually use this battery right here to power my desk lights, my fog light that's back there, my background light and stuff like that. And I have two different versions of this battery, but this is the the newest version of it right here. And like I said, you can find it down in the carousel. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, drop them down in the comments. I'm monitoring the comments as much as I can, and also trying to monitor what's going on over here with our laser. I can see the frog's eyes already. I think we did make this thing really big. I'm just telling y'all, we made this frog super big. But anyway, that should be done here in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna position this camera so you guys can see it a little bit better. Let me see if I can switch that over the other way a little more. There you go. All right, so while that's doing its thing, I'm going to check our comments, make sure I'm not missing comments from any of the other platforms. So let me pop over here to TikTok to see what's going on over there, because I haven't been back over at TikTok for a minute. So let me go ahead and drop a hello to everyone over on TikTok as well. So if you guys are following me on TikTok or watching from TikTok, feel free, to just pop in at any time, guys, and, drop your comments down below, and I will see them. If you have any questions, that's what I'm here for. I will always do my best to answer those questions for you. Also, let me jump over here to Facebook real quick and see what's going on over on Facebook. I see Alan is saying hi from Facebook. Thank you, Alan. Thank you very much. All right, so the laser's doing this thing. Let's go ahead and talk about the next item here real quick. So we have another item from Blue Yeti. Let me quickly switch over here and show you guys this. So the new item from Blue Yeti, well, not the new item, not the newest of items, but still a new item to probably a lot of you guys. And that is going to be this backpack that you see right here. This is the Blue Yeti Hands-Free 1. Now what's unique about this backpack, guys, it comes with a power supply. A 300-watt battery is housed inside of this backpack. So you have AC and DC power delivery. You have two USB-A's, two USB-C's. You can also plug a solar panel into this guy as well to charge it. And on the back, on the flip side, you also have AC power. So you can plug in your standard 3-prong plugs right here. And it also takes the universal 3-prong male plug for charging this, okay? I have used this to power a lot of different things here in the studio. It has done exceptionally well. And there is a lot of storage space in this backpack. So you have a lot of pockets right here on the front. Let's see what's in this right now. Let me just check. Okay, so I got some zip ties. I have some straps. I have some of my spare propellers for my drone. Good, I checked in here because I probably had no idea those were in there. And this pocket right here, I don't know what I had in there, but there's nothing in there right now. And then inside the first panel here, you can actually expand this out. But usually I use this first panel for things like my drone vest when I'm out flying and I have to wear my drone safety vest. I keep in here. My landing pad I also keep in this front section. If I was going to be doing something overnight, I could throw, a spare shirt and pants, socks, underwear, something like that inside of here. And then the next section right here, I'll show you guys here. I have this pull foam area that I've taken out of another case, and I just kind of stuffed it in here. So this is space for my drone, for my controller, for my my battery pack, spare batteries. All of that stuff can fit right in here. I also have this little, I call it like a toiletry bag. You can put like toothpaste, toothbrush, shaving, essentials and stuff like that inside of here if you just want to fit it in there. It does come with these little straps, and these straps make it really, really easy for connecting, to make sure you can secure everything inside of the backpack. So a lot of times once I have the drone and everything in, I'll use these straps to make sure that they don't move once I put them, inside of this bag. But, you know, once it's in there, it's pretty secure. And like I said, you also have that 300-watt battery in this bag as well. And there's additional storage in different areas. The zippers are very responsive, very strong. And then even here where you place the battery inside, there's another little section right here with a little ledge that you can still store other things inside of this as well. It's not super heavy. It comes with a rain cover. You know, it also has this really cool little feature here. If you have a GoPro camera, action camera, it has a little clip on here built into the shoulder strap so that you could, you know, have your camera on you. Like if you're going to Comic-Con or you're going hiking and you want to be able to record that, boom, right there. You don't have to worry about buying that additional accessory. It just pops on like that. So yeah, guys, this is the Blue Yeti hands-free one. Go ahead and check this guy out. All right. All right, let's take a look at our frog. All right, so it looks like our laser is at cut mode. Yes, it is in cut mode. It is in cut mode right now. So I don't know how many passes it's made so far because I can't see the screen, but I'll check it here in a second. But I don't know how well you guys can see this. Let me see if I can get the camera a little bit closer so you guys can see. I mean, it's probably going to be hard to see because it's cutting on yellow acrylic, and you probably won't be able to see the contrast of that. But it is cutting it. So, like I said, we're going to run 2 passes on it. I can see the frog from my side, my side profile. I can see the frog over here. So, you know, I'm ready. I'm ready to see what this is going to look like. I think Holy Chat's going to be really happy with this frog. All right, let's see what we got coming up next. So, the next item in the carousel is actually this phone that I have here. Now, this guy, what was hidden? Wait a minute, what was hidden? This message has been hidden. What did you type, Holy Chat? No, don't type it again. Don't type it again, but evidently, you know, the algorithm is crazy. It's crazy. I was in somebody's stream the other day, and it got me like 3 different times, and each time it got me, I was literally commenting about whatever it was the person was holding. And I know one of them was something about a monkey, and I got flagged for the monkey statement or whatever it was, and I'm like, man, I don't know what to think. Whew, I don't know what to think. But anyway, back to this phone. So this is the iPhone 15 Pro Max that you guys see here. Now, of course, this is inside of a case. I'm not going to pop it out of the case, but I'll give you a little bit of rundown on this phone. I have a number of iPhones that I use. I have the iPhone 14 Pro Max right here. I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's the phone that I use as this kind of roving camera. So that's my iPhone 15 Pro Max that's on this little gimbal right here. Oops, hold on. Hold on. Yeah. So anyway, that's the iPhone 15 Pro Max that's on here. And then we have the iPhone 16 Pro Max that I have right here in my hand. So all of them are basically the same amount of storage. You can get them in a variety of different storage capacities here. So depending on what your needs are, I always say get as much storage as you possibly can. But the one that's listed down in the carousel right now is 556 gigabytes of internal storage. It is currently $1,085.40. That's a renewed version of this phone. I did get mine brand new, but if you want to save a few bucks, that might be a great option for a lot of you guys that are trying to get into the Apple ecosystem, and especially one of these phones if you're going to be doing a lot of photo and video work. That's going to be a win for you. All right, let's see what we got coming up next. So the next item, what did I do with it? I just had it. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh man, I don't know where that little tripod went. Oh, there it is. I'm about to trip over it. Anyway, you guys can check this little tripod out right here. You guys noticed that I had one of the cameras already connected to it. What's really nice about this is that it is very telescoping. The version of it that we're talking about also has AI tracking. It has its own AI tracking module built into it. Now, the 4-in-1 auto face tracking tripod is $89. And like I said, it's going to be a great little travel tripod for you. It's going to work with smartphones. Primarily, it would be used for smartphones. You can, set your phone in portrait or landscape orientation, and you can have this track you around, especially those of us that are just filming with our phones and want to be able to mount our phones and then still have the phone be able to track us. Like some of my other cameras have that natively built in, the PGZ cameras. This will give you some of that type of functionality where your phone, especially because of the fact you want to use your back mirror, your back lens instead of your front. And that way, at least as it's moving around that it is trying to keep you in the frame. It uses gestures. So you have a stop tracking and an OK for tracking as well. And I just set off my other camera over here because it uses some of those similar gestures. You guys saw that. Let me bring this back to where it's supposed to be. There we go. All right. So anyway, check this guy out. I think our frog is done, but I cannot tell if it cut all the way through. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one more pass with the laser just to make sure it did cut all the way through. So when I take it out, we don't have any problems. So, all right, let's go back to the desktop. And because I did not do a material test, I can't remember what the power setting originally was. Okay, so we're gonna turn off this guy right here. So this one we're gonna turn the output off because we don't need it to engrave a second time. And then on our cut layer, we're going to reduce it to only one pass because we only need one more pass just to make sure it goes all the way through. All right, so I have that set up. It's ready to cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and process that cut one more time. And we're just going to run that, click on start, and I'm going to hit that button. And I'm pretty sure it did cut all the way through, but I want to just make sure that it did cut all the way through. So that way, holy chat will not be upset with me because the frog did not come out properly. So we're waiting on that. We'll see. It shouldn't take long for it to do this little this final cut. So we'll see how that goes. All right. What do we got next? Next items. All right. So the next bundle is quite a few items all bundled together. So let me go ahead and break that down while this is doing the final cut. All right. So what is the Ozbot bundle? The Ozbot bundle is this camera that you guys see right here. So you actually get 3 of these Ozbot tail airs. You get 3 of them, and you get the Ozbot Talent, which is this little 5.5 inch 4-in-1 device. So basically what this is a live streaming device. It is also a monitor. It's also a recorder. It's also an encoder. So you get the 3 of these cameras. You get this guy right here. We're going to take this down to the desk. I'm going to show it to you guys a little bit closer up. And I just dropped one of my little characters on the floor. But that's all right. Let's go ahead and pop over here to our top-down view real quick. So here on the desk, you guys can see. Let me grab the second camera here real quick. So here's the second camera, just here on the desk. It's on a little tripod. So these are PTZ cameras, guys. What that means is they have the ability to pan, tilt, and zoom. The head can track you. They do have human tracking. They have pet tracking. So they're very, very intelligent cameras. Now, these, different than most webcams, you can install a SD card here. You can use HDMI, like a micro HDMI is what works with this camera. You also have a USB-C protocol with this camera as well. And you can also plug in your wired or wireless mic directly into this as well. That does have the 3.5. Now there is a remote that is available for this camera as this setup as well. Let me go ahead and power this guy on. All right, so we got our remote on. Let's turn on one of these cameras real quick, just so you guys can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and just power the one up that's on the tripod. I'm gonna put the other one back up there where I just got it from. We don't need all of them. And let's turn on this guy right here. All right, so let's power everything up. Now, there is a really important feature that I am waiting for. Hopefully, it's going to come soon. Is that we'll be able to connect our smartphones to this and use them as cameras as well. I believe that's something that's going to be coming out as a firmware update pretty soon. But right now, you know, like I said, you can use HDMI, you can use SRT, you can use NDI. NDI does cost you $100 per license. But as you guys can see right here, there's my video of myself. You guys can see that on the screen. So let me also just raise the camera up. Let me switch to that camera. Wait a minute. Let me switch to that camera. And you guys can see now there's Rome right there holding this device for you. And what's cool about the remote is that it is multifunctional. Okay, so you have a zoom rocker right here on the side, so I can zoom in on myself like so, and while I'm doing that, I can still tilt the camera up. I can tilt the camera, I can pan left or right. I can bring the camera down. Now, of course, nobody wants nobody wants to be that zoomed in, because I am way too zoomed in. So let's go ahead and zoom that way back out. But you guys get the idea. Let's bring that up just a little bit so I give myself a little bit of headroom. All right, so you guys can see how that works. So this is a very powerful little tool. You do have PTZ controls within the device as well. You can also pair this up. Now, this is designed to be paired with the cameras, but you can also pair this up with the Ozbot Talent and still control the cameras through the Talent, depending on how you have the cameras connected. You know, so especially if you're using HDMI cable, you know, plugged into these guys, that's going to be really easy. Now, there's a bunch of cameras that you can connect to this. You do not have to just use Ozbot cameras. You can use Sony, you can use Nikon, you can use GoPros, you can use so many different things. I mean, my GoPro here has the media mod on here, which has HDMI out under one of these little panels here. And I could just take a micro HDMI cable and I could plug this in, and it would see this as a little camera. So if you needed a camera that's a little bit more rugged, so you're going to have this maybe running a cable to it outdoors or something like that, that could be a good option for you if you're worried about something happening to the camera. Because, you know, these aren't super fragile, but, you know, they're not going to be as durable as having like an action camera or something like that, because you can't connect them. You just can't connect these wirelessly to the device. But you guys get the idea. So like I said, the bundle itself right now is $28.23. That's going to get you the Ozbot Talent. You're going to get 3 of the cameras, the remote, the camera. The controller has a variety of different features. For instance, you can connect 2 HDMI cables, full-size HDMI into this guy. You'll have your USB 3.0 that you can plug into this guy as well. You also have another USB 3.0 on this side. You have line in, mic in, headphone jack, power button. Underneath, you have your Ethernet. You have your full-size SD card. You have your USB-C out. 12 volt or 1.5 amp plug comes with this that you can plug in, or you can use these Sony MPF batteries like you guys see that I'm using right here. This is an amazing little bundle, guys. It's very travel friendly. It's going to be easy for you to take something like this, throw this in a backpack, throw it in a camera bag or something like that, and you know, just get out there in the world and just create some amazing content. Now, Ozbot has come out with a new camera that was sent out to me just recently. Let me show you guys that camera as well. Let me grab it. Give me a second. Uh-oh. Now, I have this camera on one of my little dollies. So you don't get this little wheeled dolly that comes with it. That doesn't come with it. This is the camera right here. And like I said, I have it mounted on one of these little wheel dollies because I was demonstrating the tracking ability of it earlier today. But this one, what's nice about this camera is that it has more connection features. You have USB-C for power, USB-C for connectivity. You have Ethernet, you have SDI. You also have a full-size HDMI right there as well. You have your RS-232s for your PTZ controller. And on this side, you also have your line in and mic in for this guy as well, okay? So let me just flip this camera up a little bit so you guys can see the difference in the size of the lenses is substantial. This is a much bigger camera. They do basically the same thing. This is just an upgrade to it. But this camera is actually, this is a PTZ camera. This is a PTZ-R camera. So the R means rotate. That means the internal camera can rotate internally without you having to turn the camera sideways for, you know, if you're streaming onto Instagram or to, you know, TikTok or something like that. Normally we would have to take one of these cameras and turn it on its side in order to get that full 4K or full, you know, resolution. But with this one, it can be turned internally by just using your smartphone app. All right, let me power this guy on real quick so you guys can see what this looks like. And it's already connected to the tail air via SRT. So we're just waiting for it to boot up completely. As soon as it boots up, we should see the video pop up right here. And let's just give it a second. Okay, we got our green light from my perspective. Let me switch cameras real quick so you guys can see this a little bit better. All right, guys, so this is how it is on the desk right now. So we have the tail air back there. We have the tail 2 right here on my desk. And then, of course, we have the talent right here. Right now, what you're seeing on the screen is video coming from this camera wirelessly. So if I grab this remote, as you guys see here, I can switch over to camera 3. And now I can control this camera with the remote. You guys can probably see that reflected in the talent. So we can pan, we can zoom in on something, we can zoom out, all of the same controls that we had with the previous cameras. But, you know, like I said, the connectivity, the longer battery life, you know, is the upgraded tracking system. You know, this is a great investment for anybody that's doing some more professional-ish productions. So I think a great combination would be all the above. So let's say if you went with perhaps 3 of these cameras, this being your main camera. If you don't have traditional cameras, this could be your main you know, talent camera. Then you could have these other cameras, one maybe as a top-down camera, one as a side profile camera, one as a wide shot. And then from this device, you can easily just switch between let me see if I can get this for you guys. So you can easily just switch between your different scenes real simply like that, because you have your scene set up just like you would in OBS. You can have your startup screen, you can have your countdown timer. So if you're doing a live stream and you want to have a countdown timer, all of those features are built right into this device, guys. And you have total audio control with this as well. So if you have audio coming in, say for instance from one of these cameras, or you have audio coming in from something like this Rodecaster over here, and you just have one cable, you could plug, one of these type of cables in, a grounded cable into this, and that will become your audio source. So whether you're using this in studio or out on location, it is a very flexible, very user-friendly plug-and-play style system for you guys to be able to put together. Now, there's a bunch of other cameras that will work with this as well. I'll show you guys a couple of those really quickly here. Let me reposition this because we need to see the frog. Let's see the frog. Hold on, let me bring this down. Whoops, camera's going all over the place. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the camera right. Wrong way, camera. Wrong way. There we go. Okay. All right, so let me run down these last two cameras, then we're going to get right to taking a look at our frogs. Let's go back to our top-down view. All right, so we have two cameras right here. We have the Osbot Tiny 2, and we have the Osbot Tiny 2 Lite, and we have the Osbot Tiny SE. The SE is the one that you see right here that I have with the little side profile. It's just kind of leaning to the side. This is a 1080p variant of the camera. This is the 4K variant of the same camera. Now, these differ from the cameras that we looked at before because there is no internal memory. You do have to plug these in with a USB cable, but they're still going to work basically the same. They're going to have the tracking capabilities. They're going to have the PTZ functions. Really, really nice design. All of these cameras have those similar feature set, and there are remotes for these cameras as well. So you can actually get a different remote that you can use to control, you know, the smaller cameras. Thor at the door is in the house. Welcome, yeah! Thor. Welcome to the stream. So it just really depends, guys. It really depends on which camera is going to tickle your pickle. But we got a little bit of something from Ozbot for everybody. So whether it's the SE or it's the Tiny 2 Lite, or you know the Tail 2, the Tail Airs, whatever it is that you need. If you're looking for an all-in-one rig, I do recommend going with the bundle, because that's going to give you pretty much everything you need all in one little kit. All right, now when it comes to audio, you guys just saw my Rodecaster, which is the device that I was using for audio right now. That's what you're listening to right now, my voice coming in off of the Rodecaster Pro, and this microphone that I'm also using right here, which is this microphone here. This is the Rode Procaster. This is a broadcast quality microphone, something you would normally see inside of a radio station or something like that. That's the microphone that I use, and it's connected to the Rodecaster Pro 2. And of course, this is also where all of the sound effects come from. Yeah! So all the sound effects you guys hear me playing throughout the stream, this is where those sound effects are coming from, is this audio interface that you see here. But I understand that for a lot of people that might be overkill, and it's definitely not going to be as friendly when it comes to travel. So here is another kit that might be a better option for a lot of people, and that is these microphones that you see here. Now these are from Anchor Works. These are the Anchor M650 wireless microphones. You get 2 omnidirectional microphones. You get the receiver. The receiver comes with 2 adapters, one for a USB-C and another one for Lightning. So if you have an older iDevice that uses Lightning, you have an adapter for that. Those adapters just connect right here on the back, and they just kind of seat in there. This little case also charges the microphones, charges the receiver. You guys can see the little lights light up right here. Now, these are the microphones that I use for a very, very long time, guys, for at least the last year and a half. For every, shoppable video that I had done over the last year or so or longer was done with these microphones right here. Now, right now, you can get these guys for $199.99. They do have internal recording as well, so you can record internally into the individual microphones. These also have the magnetic clips that you can use, for, easily attaching them to a person, or, anything, I mean, it could be metal or whatever it is. You can clip these on with a standard clip, or you can take the little clip off, and you guys see we have those rare earth magnets on there, and those guys just pop on like so. Just make sure you line those up properly, because they can interfere with you charging. You just want to make sure that everything fits back into the case the way it's supposed to. But yeah, definitely check these guys out, guys. They have a really long, line of sight range. I think it's over 600 feet line of sight, meaning as long as there's no obstacles or anything that's interfering with it. And I use, like I said, I've been using these here in the studio a lot, for over 2 years with no problems whatsoever. So definitely check these guys out. All right, so let me go ahead and put some of these cameras and things away. Let me turn this camera off. Let me power this guy off. Okay, that's falling asleep. Let me put this back on the back desk. And hold on, y'all. That's on the back desk. Let me turn this guy off as well. So many things to turn off, y'all. These other cameras, I'm just going to leave them on the desk because, you know. All right, so we have another tablet we're going to take a look at, but we're going to take a look at this one after we take a look at our frog. Okay, so I'm just going to drop this on the desk here, and let's pop back over. All right. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for the big reveal? Are you ready for the big reveal? Here we go. All right, there is our screen up now. And let me grab our acrylic, see if it passes through. All right, you guys should see right there, we got a clean cut on the acrylic. And let me grab our little guy out of there. Let's close this lid. And let's go back over to our top-down view. All right. All right, Terry. Y'all forgot to tell me to turn off this remote because y'all know I will forget to turn this remote off. And I'll be in here tomorrow talking about, why my remote not working? Why is it not working? Let me get these fingerprints off the screen because they will drive me insane too. Y'all know how I am about all these knit things. I'm not going to drive myself crazy. I'm already crazy. All right. So, yeah, let me put some of these cameras away before I knock something over. Move some of these over there. All right, so this is going to be the next thing we're going to talk about. Before we get to that, are you guys ready to see? Are you ready to see our creation for tonight? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Y'all ready? Here we go. There it is. Let's see if I can get this camera to focus on it. There's our frog. Check it out. Yellow acrylic. There's our little frog. I think this came out really, really nice. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think that came out well. Let me see if I can put it on here so it may show up a little bit better with this black background here, just so you guys can see it. Yeah, let's see if that's going to help any. Yeah, there we go. So there's our little Holy Chat frog. That's what we're going to call it, Holy Chat. I should have put those initials on the back of it. Maybe I'll engrave those on it later. All right, so let's put our little frog off to the side. All right. So the next item that we have listed in the carousel right now, guys, is from our friends over at YOLOBox. This is the YOLOBox Pro. This is a lot like the Talent that we were just looking at. Now, where this one differs is that you actually can connect 3 HDMI devices to this right here. So you have HDMI 1, 2, and 3. You have USB 3.0 right here. You have your Ethernet right here as well. Then you have HDMI out. You have a USB-C out. You also have a headphone jack, line in, mic in, and then another USB here for charging it, okay? Now, this one also takes a full-size SD card, and it takes a SIM card. So you have a number of different ways of going live with this one and using it as a recorder. So one of the main things that I always liked about the YOLO boxes is the fact that I could just take a SIM card from my provider, plug that guy in, and as long as I'm getting a good cell signal, I can go almost anywhere and be able to go live from this device. All right, let's see if I got battery enough to turn this guy on. Hold on, let me see if I can power this guy up. Come on, YOLO box, turn on for me. I don't know, my battery might be dead. Please don't let the battery be dead. Don't let the battery be dead. Okay, there it is, it's on. All right, so let me go ahead and just create a little duplicate right here real quick so you guys can see what you can do with this. Now, they have come out with a few other models since I received this one from YOLOBox. I also have the YOLO Live in-stream, and I also have the YOLO Live, the YOLOBox Mini. But this has a ton of features built into it, guys. You can stream to up to 3 different destinations at the same time. You have optional outputs of 1080p, 720, or 480. You have a replay mode here. You have a record button. You have go live. You have sources. So you can have, again, sources coming in up to those 3 HDMIs, 1 USB. You can also bring in additional video sources. So right off of an SD card, if you had an SD card or storage device plugged into this guy. You can also bring in a live stream, maybe from another device or something like the, I don't know, the YOLOBox Mini. PDFs, images, NDI is also available for this as well. The cameras we looked at before also support NDI, so you could use one of those. You have layers that you can bring in here, so you can have your image overlays, you have your lower thirds, countdown timers, web graphics, you also have titles, social media, icons that you can use for social media. Really a well thought out device, guys. YOLOBox is one of the first companies to actually, create this type of device. So like I said, I have right now here my YouTube, my Facebook, my Twitch, and other platforms already, signed into. You can also bring in live guests. So it means you can send a link to someone and bring them in, and that will display their camera as well as their microphone. You have audio controls on this guy as well. You also have a scoreboard. So if you're into sports, you can actually go in and set up a scoreboard and show that in your stream. You have live chat. So when people are chatting with you, you'll be able to see the chat come through, kind of like what you guys are seeing here on the stream, and you can click on that and show that, you know, throughout the stream. You also have this cool feature that I think is really nice for like DJs, where if you have multiple cameras set up, you can set this to auto switch, and it'll just switch back and forth between the different camera angles. That's a pretty cool thing for like weddings, or, you know, like I said, a DJ or concerts and stuff like that. You can also go in, obviously, and adjust your sequence, make it random, or just, you know, based on how everything is connected. And of course, you have all of your other settings and everything that you can go in and customize with this as well. So really nice design, guys. The metal cage that you see on here does not come with it, but you can buy this separately. If you're interested in either of these items, go over to my storefront, RomeKnowsTech.live, and you can check this guy out. Now, this is much larger than the Talent that we were looking at earlier, okay? Now, there is a smaller version of this as well. I don't have it listed in the carousel, but I'll show it to you. Let me grab it. This is the YOLOBox Mini that you see here. Now, this one only has one HDMI, one USB, but you can have two devices connected to it. HDMI out again, Ethernet, two inputs for audio, line in or mic in, headphone jack, USB for charging it. This also will take a full-size SD card, and it will also take a SIM card as well. And when I compare these two, you guys can see the difference in the size. So this is more about the same size as our Talent was from Ozbot, but you guys get it. It just really depends on what you need for your specific setup as what's going to give you the best results. Now, both of these are inside of the metal cages because both of their housing is, you know, kind of rubberized, where with the Talent it is metal. But don't let that be a detractor. You just want to pick what's going to be best for you and your specific setup. All of those things, guys, will work out, you know, depending on how you set everything up. Now, I do have one more item I'm going to show you, so I'm just going to keep these on the desk real quick here. So one of the things that I notice a lot of people struggle with when they're out and they're doing concerts or weddings or what have you, and that's transmission of video sources, right? So you want to be able to sometimes connect a camera to a monitor, a camera to a projector or something like that. So this little kit right here, this is $127.47, $127.47. You get a receiver and a transmitter. Now these are full-size HDMI, but they do come with adapters. But what's cool about these is for like a device like this, let's say, you know, you had the receiver plugged into your YOLOBox or your Talent, and let's go ahead and pop this guy up. I might have to take this off for it to get in. I don't think I can fit that in. Nope, I can't fit that in with this on, so I'd have to take this all the way off. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to turn it to the side so you guys can see. But I can plug in this full-size HDMI right here at the top, and then I could have the signal from the camera coming in to this device. I could live stream that. Somebody could be walking around with like a roving camera or something like that, and then, you know, obviously the audio video source is going to be coming in, and you can cut to them just like you see people do on news stations, stuff like that. So yeah, something like this really comes in handy. Now these do require power, so you will have to provide additional power to each one of them. You guys can see we have that little USB-C right there. Now you could, you know, mount something on these cages, an additional battery or, you know, a power supply on here, and also with most of your cameras you'll be able to use like a V-mount battery to power these off of your cameras as well. So you got a lot of flexibility when it comes to these devices, so definitely check them out, guys. I think that for a lot of my content creators, my event photographers, cinematographers, documentary, you know, cinematographers, videographers, all of this tech is going to be a great option for you. So definitely take a look at it. All of these things, like I said, were sent out to me by the different brands, but you guys know I have found ways to incorporate all of these different devices in my everyday workflow as a professional photographer, cinematographer, content creator, live streamer, whatever the case it is. So I'm never going to tell you guys that a product is good if I would not spend my own money for it, or if I would not risk my own reputation to use it in one of my productions. So I can honestly tell you everything that I show you in my live stream, guys, is things that I use on a regular basis. So definitely check these things out. Now, of course, if you do still have any questions whatsoever, that is what I am here for 5 days a week, here on Amazon, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever the case it may be. So come on through, bring your family, your friends, your dog, your cat, your monkey, your frog, whatever the case is going to be. Come on through, ask your questions, and I got you guys. All right, so let me remember to turn this guy off because I will forget to power this thing off. And let's put that YOLO box back there. Let's put our YOLO box mini back there. And yes, they will all work with all of the cameras that we talked about. All these devices are interconnected in a way that you could use them with any of the devices that we took a look at. So y'all know how it goes. All right, so we got a couple more things to take a look at here real quick, and then we're going to roll on up out of here. So our next item in the carousel, let me grab it real quick. This is probably one of my favorite little items right now. This is a portable fog machine. So right now I have the dry ice accessory on here, where you can actually lay that fog on a flat surface, like you're doing maybe a product video or something, and you want a little bit of fog around it, or some fog falling from above it or something like that. This really comes in handy. These all connect using a magnetic mounting system. There's also an additional accessory that comes with this, which is this little RGB light. It also has an additional fan in it as well. Now, this is from a company called Cobor. These are $129. This is the CF5. So let me go ahead and turn this guy on real quick and put a little fog in the room. Let me go ahead and power this guy up. It has a little LCD screen right here, so you guys can see that. It does come with a travel case, and it comes with some other accessories. So let's go ahead and put a little fog in the room, and I'm gonna just kind of run it right here along my microphone so you guys can see what that looks like. Hold on, here we go. All right, let's drop a little bit of fog. There we go. You guys can see that. And it comes with the fog juice. It comes with 60 milliliters of fog juice. This is going to be great for, creating a hazy atmosphere if you're doing some photography. I'm talking to you, my photographers out there, my cinematographers out there. If you're doing a documentary, you want it to have, have that hazy look, where the sun rays are coming in through the window or something like that. That's where something like this really can shine. And like I said, it also has this additional head here. Let me go ahead and pop this guy on real quick. Has a little LED light. It has an additional fan. You guys probably can hear the fan right there on the microphone. I can also change the light color. You guys see that? I can switch the light color here, and I can also produce fog with backlight. So I could have this kind of like running in the background behind things, and you'd have the little light coming out, because the light is what really makes the fog pop, okay? So whenever you're setting up something like this, you will need to backlight it for the most part, whether it's a laser coming through the fog, whether it's an additional light or small compact light, or something like maybe one of these little portable lights. These are very inexpensive. You can throw these things. These have quarter 20s on the top and the bottom. You can mount these pretty much anywhere just to have a little bit of backlight. Works great. Works great. All right. What else we got? I need more home cameras out there. You need home cameras. So are you talking security cameras? Are you talking security cameras? What kind of cameras are we talking about? We're talking like outdoor security cameras, like Ring cameras, things like that. I got you. I got some cameras. I got a camera right here. Now this is not a Ring camera. This is an outdoor camera, because it's a flying camera. That's right. It's a flying camera. This camera right here, foldable drone camera. Maybe you're getting ready for springtime, summertime, going on some adventures. Yeah, I got all the drones. I got the DJI Air 3S back there. I got a couple of other drones. Where's another one? Let me grab another one. One of these more smaller compact drones. I'm gonna gift this to somebody because I really need to give that to somebody so they can have some fun with it this summer. But anyway, this drone right here, guys, is from our friends over at 00 Robotics. This is the Hover Air. This is the Hover Air X1. So let's go ahead and power this guy on. It only has 2 buttons. It has this cage system around the propellers. It is a little bit on the loud side, but I'm gonna go ahead and power this guy up. Now, mine did come with 2 batteries, and it also came with the charger. So let me go ahead and power this guy up. And now this one only has a 2-axis gimbal, but that's still pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and put this in hover mode. And it's going to hover for 30 seconds. I'm just going to go ahead and press the little button one time. And it's going to hover right here in front of me. All right, there we go. All right, y'all are hearing it right over the microphone. All right, that was literally right over the microphone. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to put it back up again because it was literally right over the microphone. So let me put this guy right back in the air. And we're going to go 30 seconds hover again. All right, there we go. So it is hovering and recording at the same time. It has a ton of other features like tracking. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about those. But as you guys see, as I move, the camera is tracking me. It is following me wherever I go. You guys can probably see as I move around, the camera is following me wherever I go, which is super cool. All right, so let me go ahead and land this guy. All right, let me land this guy. Let me put my hand out right here. And there we go. It just landed right in my palm. No problems there. All right, so let's go ahead and power this guy off. If you guys have any questions about this little drone, let me know down in the comments. Now, right now, it is $399, but that will come with the full bundle. You're going to get the 2 batteries, the charger, the case, everything that we talked about. And like I said, it has a bunch of pre-built, pre-programmed flight modes. And there's now a controller and a beacon also that will control this drone as well. Hopefully we'll get one of those beacons and controllers sent in so I can demo that for you guys as well. So I'm looking forward to that over the next couple of weeks. So y'all know how we do, my babies. All right, we got one thing left in the carousel. Let me go ahead and grab it. And that would be these drawstring backpacks right here. And yeah, these are going to be perfect for your storage needs. These are going to be perfect for reusable shopping bags, whatever the case you want to use them for. Now, of course, myself, my friends, my motorcycle club, my family, we use these drawstring backpacks, guys, in order to donate items to the homeless community. We fill them with a bunch of items that we buy right here on Amazon: toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, Band-Aids, pens, pencils, underwear, socks, all that cool jazz. We fill these things up to the brim, and we have them with us when we go out into the world. And if we run into somebody who's in need, just flying a flag, asking for help, flying a sign, asking for a job or food or whatever it is, and we just pass one of these off to them, and then we just get on down the road the way we do. So it gives us all an opportunity, guys, to have something with us everywhere we go, that if we meet or encounter someone who is asking for help, you don't have to spend a lot of time talking to them or anything like that. You just might want to feel more comfortable just handing them something that is, yourself is, put together with love. They'll know that it was given to them with love, and you'll be able to just, get on down the road the way we do, and you're leaving them with a good impression of mankind in their heart, in their eyes. And it might be that one little gesture that you did that may help keep somebody on the path, guys. I mean, there's a lot of people right now that's out there in the world struggling, and every good deed done is a blessing to them. It's a blessing to your soul as well. So y'all know how we do. All right, y'all. My crazy dog over there, Smokey's losing his mind because he's ready to eat, and I got to make dinner for him. So it's time for me to wrap it up for the night. Y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means. It's time for me to drop that beat. Boom. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate, take care of your loved ones. Get out there and do something amazing in the world each and every single day, guys. Never take it into your heart that you are too old, too uneducated, or whatever the case it may be, to do anything you want to in the world. All you got to do is put in the effort, put in the work, put in the time, and you will be amazed what you will be able to accomplish in your lifetime. And you will also be inspiring others by showing them by an example that if you can do it, if I can do it, they can do it too. Y'all know what I'm saying. All right, my babies, it's time for me to wrap it up for the night. I'll be back here on Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken, 7 p.m. right back here on Amazon, YouTube, Facebook, and on boom, TikTok, babies. All right, so it's time for me to say them magic words. Y'all already know it's time for me to say it and go. Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Smokey's waiting on me. I'm out of here. Love y'all. Peace. I'm out.